everyone. So the chanting you're hearing is George Floyd. He would have been 47 if he hadn't have been murdered. And currently we're gathering here at Brooklyn at the Barclays Center.
My name is Reverend Kevin McCall, Civil Rights Leader in Brooklyn, founder of the Crisis Action Center. And we are here with a number of organizations and community leaders. And we are here today to celebrate the life and the legacy of a dear brother that should have been here today.
That's right.
But we made a promise to this family that from day one, that we will be with them until the end. After the cameras are gone, after the name is no longer a name that people call, the protest has stopped, we still will be with this family.
That's right.
The name George Floyd shall reign when all else fails. It shall reign from the mountaintops of Bear Mountain. It shall reign from the mountaintops of Georgia. It shall reign in Houston, Texas. It shall reign in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It should not stop ringing with the name of George Floyd. We shall never forget. Today is just the first day of not forgetting his name. We must pay homage to those who have been protesting peacefully in the streets of New York City and Portland, Oregon, across this country, screaming one thing and one thing only, and that's justice for George Floyd. But in the same breath, we must have peace on the left, but we need justice on the right. Peace on the left, peace on the right. Peace on the left, justice 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 on the right. It makes no sense that as we continue to fight for justice for George, that we have to watch the thug criminal be released from jail.
Jesus.
He gets to walk around and put in motions to leave the state because he's scared. While we are paying homage to George, what would have been his 47th birthday. We don't care if you scared. Was you scared that day when you put the knee on his neck? Was you scared that day when he screamed out for his mother? And you didn't care for life? So you can take that bail? You can take your scaredness, and as my mother said, you can put it where the sun don't shine.
That's right.
We need to hold those accountable for justice for George. So as we continue to lift up his name, we must continue to stand by the family. We must continue to stand by his brother. He has been a hero, speaking not only just about police brutality, but speaking about us killing us in our communities.
That's right.
He has found a voice in the spirit of his brother within him. So let us hear it now, and let's give a round of thunderous applause for the brother of George Floyd, Terry Floyd.
Peace, kings and queens. Peace, peace. Oh, man. I'm thankful to everybody for showing love to my family, representing my brother, and just standing for justice. I often get the question, how are you doing? How you feeling? And I tell them, I'm maintaining. Am I okay? No. I'm not okay because May 25th, a coward took my brother's life. And I have to stand here today on the day before my brother would have been 47 years old. I can't even call him and say, yo, happy birthday, bro. So I'm not okay. But you know when I will be okay? I'll be okay when all of them cowards are held accountable for what they did. Not just the cowards that took my brother's life. We're going to talk about all of them. Breonna Taylor. We're going to talk about Sean Bell. We're going to talk about Aubrey. We're going to talk about the names is just too long. The list is just too long. But that's when I'm going to be okay, when those cowards are held accountable for what they did and what they continue to do. Every day.
Every day.
Some we know about, a lot we don't know about. But that's when I'll be okay. When justice is served, and we as a people get to live the life, get to live the life that we deserve. I did not ask for this, but since I'm here, along with Reverend McCall, Anaya A., Kenny, Chris, Rubenstein, everybody, with them having my back, I'm gonna fight.
That's right. Yes.
I'm gonna fight. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop until we all okay.
That's right.
I just want to say thank you. Because without you, without all of y'all, I wouldn't be able to have the strength to even speak on this issue. My community have given me the strength to stand here and speak on this topic that's very dear to me, and it hurts. But I'm using my hurt to help.
Yes! Yes! Write that down.
Using my hurt to help. It makes no sense to sit back and just sit back in my corner and nobody hear what I gotta say. My voice is not heard. No, I have a voice, and I'm going to use it because my brother would have wanted that.
That's right. Speak that truth to power.
When my brother was alive, he was a talker. He would talk. Whether you wanted to hear it or not, he would say what he got to say. So when I look at these murals, and I'm so proud of them because I tell them all, on these murals, there are the three features that I look for. It's his eyes, his nose, and his lips. And so far, my boy Kenny got it right. So when I look at that mural, I look at his eyes, and I can feel him telling me, little bro, keep it going. Talk, because I can't talk. Walk, because I can't walk. Love, because I can't love no more. I don't got time to hate. That takes too much energy. So I'm going to kill him with kindness. Kill him with love. They're looking for me to go crazy and wild out. I'm going to fool them. Because it's not in me. It's not in me. I'm angry, yes, but it's not in me to hate. So I'm going to love on you. until you understand what you did. Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
That's right.
So therefore, if I love you and you know you did something wrong, your guilt is going to get to you. And you're going to understand, and you're going to hold yourself accountable before anybody else. And that's when I'm going to be okay. Thank you, everybody.
Say his name. 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 Right, our next speaker you will hear has been on the battlefield of justice for a very long time. He has been fighting for our rights and really standing up for the young people, the old people, but really understanding the issues that affect each of us. And he is from this very borough, from an area not too far called East New York. So let's give a hand to community activist Chris Banks.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Whose streets? Our streets. 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 All right, guys, give yourselves a round of applause. We are here today because we are celebrating a life that was viciously taken away from us by a bunch of thugs. And sometimes we got to point them out like we've been doing. But we got to stay in the streets. We have to stay in the streets. This is an ongoing battle against a bunch of evil folks. Folks, we got to continue to point out and call them out. Because this was a grave injustice. And we won't rest until we get justice. We can't sleep. We can't sleep at all. Because Floyd would have been 47 today. Well, 12 o'clock once this comes. 47.
That's right.
We don't know what potential, what great things he could have came out of him. But we know that his innocent life was taken. And because of that, we're here today. We know his name throughout the world. We understand that his blood was shed and taken away, innocent life snatched away. And we're not going to rest till we get justice. We're not going to rest. We're not going to rest till we get justice. We're not going to rest till we get justice.
That's right.
And if they don't give us justice, give them to the streets. Give the pigs to the streets. If they don't want to give us justice, we're going to take it on our own.
Come on now.
Because we can't, and let me say this, I don't want to be a forecaster of what is bound to come. We've seen this city turned up, down. We've seen this country turned around, slapped around. But if they're thinking that we're just going to sit back and allow them to continue to beat us, kill us, and murder us, and we're going to say no justice, no peace consistently over and over, there's something wrong with them, and they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. So guys, again, no justice, no peace. Let this be the last time. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. God bless you. Keep the struggle.
This time you will hear from a veteran that has unfortunately represented a lot of these families that lost their loved ones due to police violence. And a lot of people always ask me, why do you roll with Sanford Rubenstein? And the reason why I roll with him, because he is the only attorney in New York City that put a cop in jail. Not only did he put a cop in jail, but they still in jail. So let us welcome our freedom fighter, attorney Sanford Rubenstein.
The death, the killing of George Floyd set up a firestorm of demonstrations, not just in New York City, not just in New York State, not just in the USA, but all over the world.
That's right.
These demonstrations, these protests are very important to shine a light on the problem of police brutality, which is worldwide. But now what do we need? Now we need results. We need police officers to be held accountable when they act like criminals and put in jail, like the police officer who sodomized Abner Louima, who's still in jail. And we need to break the blue wall of silence, because until the blue wall of silence is broken, we will not be able to break the plague of police brutality.
They're too scared
So I
to
say
speak
to you,
up.
stay vigilant.
Yes.
And remember this day, the birthday of George Floyd. So every year, we can remember on his birthday what has been accomplished to stop the killing of innocent victims by police.
You will now hear from a sister who has been on the forefront of dealing with the issues of police and justice, not just with the men, but also with the women.
That's right.
And she has been on the forefront of dealing with these issues for a very long time. Let's give it up for Anaya A.
Thank you, Rev Kev. How's everybody feeling tonight? You guys feeling good about our brother George Floyd's birthday? All right. First of all, thank you guys again for being out here. You know, you guys could have been anywhere, but you're choosing to stand with us in unity in our community. And to me, that is priceless and that is amazing. So give it up for yourselves again. And I know wherever George is, which he's highly in the heavens, he's looking down right now and he's smiling. He is smiling because it takes a courageous people to stand up for justice. It takes a courageous people to stand up for what is right. We're not going to let his name go down in vain, correct? I want you to say it. We're not going to let George Floyd's name go down in vain. I want you guys to remember that, because when we go back out in these streets and when we take over just in a couple days or whatever the time frame will be, I want you guys to stand in unity and understand that this injustice that was just done cannot be what America looks like. We have to make a stance. We have to take a stance. We cannot let the police officers or anybody that is doing our community wrong go scotch-free. It's not right. What are we living in a country with no rules and regulations? I've never seen anything like this. Have you? No. Exactly. So with that being said, let's stand together, let's work together, and let's continue to fight for justice. Happy birthday, George Floyd. And right now, I'd like to invite up Mr. Kenny Altador, the artist. Give it up for Kenny. The artist throughout New York, making those beautiful murals that Terrence Ford just talked about. He put up a mural in Brooklyn. He's going to tell you a lot more about that. And you guys, let's continue to work together. See you very soon. My name is Anaya A of the Anaya A Show, and I love you guys.
No justice! No justice! All right, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Without further ado, we're about to give you a quick announcement. I'm the artist that did the mural in Brooklyn, New York, to honor George Floyd. So the mural is located in 90, I'll give you the address right now, 7924 Flatlands Avenue, corner East 80. So you all invited tomorrow on Remembrance Candlelight visual of George Floyd on his birthday. So you all invited, 2:30 p.m. So be there, invite your friends, share the flyer. So we're not against cop, we're against bad cops.
That's right.
Do you understand that? So I want to thank you guys for coming out.
No justice. No justice. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We are gearing up. We're about to take it to the streets. Y'all ready? Yeah. We're about to take it to the streets. We wanted to be able to make sure that we are organized because we do things peacefully in the memory and the honor of George Floyd. So we want to be able to make sure that we do things peacefully. But we have been on the battlefield of marching and we're not tired yet. We have been dealing with issues after issues. It seems like the police across the country don't care about us. They're killing black men and black women at the drop of a hat. So there's going to become a day of reckoning. There's going to become a day of reckoning. It's going to come a day of reckoning where we won't be protesting no more. We won't be trying to talk about who to vote for, even though you need to vote. But we will have the conversation where we will elect people in office that speak about defunding the police department. Come on, defunding the police department. In New York City, the protesters put so much pressure on the Speaker of the City Council to where you made him so scared he don't want to run for mayor. That's the power of the people. That's what we want to do across this country, is the power of the people. And we must continue to keep the momentum. After the media don't want to talk about our stories no more, we create our own platform. Because speaking on our own platform, we can organize thousands. We can organize ourselves. We don't need them to do anything for us. But we must continue to say and not forget the names of those who have lost their lives of police injustice. Right after George Floyd, Jacob Blake happened. Right after Jacob Blake, another case happened in Texas. Right after Texas, we still over and over and over again. Video after video after video. Then they want to say, in cases that where we fought for justice, such as Breonna Taylor, and they want to give us some Uncle Tom named Daniel Cameron, who is an Uncle Tom, and we knew that from the beginning. We knew that he wasn't going to give us justice. That's why we continue to protest and say it loud. So as we gather on tomorrow in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Queens, Staten Island, and across this country, in Houston, in Minneapolis, in North Carolina, we must remember how George would want to celebrate his birthday. And he would have been in the streets with the people because he was a peaceful man, but he meant about his business. So as we continue to do so, we are ready. Hope I ain't missing anybody else that was supposed to speak. Anybody else that was supposed to speak? All right, just want to make sure. Sister, you want to say something? Sure, come up. Let's give this sister a hand.
is in connection to all the other black lives that this country has tortured, mauled, and killed. And I'm speaking all of this from the bottom of my heart. It's hard to be here, each and every one of you. This is not something that is easy. This is not something that we must normalize. Because every single day, the NYPD commits more brutality that we do not know of. And we fight for that too. The unknown violence, the intra-community violence. A lot of people want to talk about black on black crime being real. That's real the same way white on white crime is real. Asian on Asian crime is real. Latino on Latino crime is real. You want to talk about trauma? Let's talk about how they come from a system of racist violence. The same way the housing system is violence. People live in food deserts in New York City. In certain sections, they don't have access to nutritional food. That is a form of violence. You want to talk about trauma? This system is bigger than bad cops. It's bigger than bad cops. Personally, I don't want reform. I want abolition because from abolition, you can birth something new. From abolition, you can birth something new. And to honor the spirit of all of our mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters, and non-binary family that was taken from us, I've written down some words to say. We have come here to honor and remember the life of our brother George. It is important. We must address this as a continuum because it is not only about our brother whose life was too early taken from this world, but also the young black boys and men who feel like this movement doesn't celebrate, honor, and fight for them to uphold their light in life. Black boys, I see you and you are heard. Black men, you are embraced and loved. Your life matters, now, always, and forever. We must address the state of violence and unrest, not only by over-policing, but also because of intra-community violence. Threats of harm against another, which serious or not, aren't to be taken lightly because of the possibility of trauma it can inflict. Know that as we fight the battle against racist policy upheld by law enforcement, we must also battle apathy and lack of integrity by people in this movement. The struggle to liberate black lives so we can live in a free, harmonious, prosperous world starts with communal accountability. Truly, the sacred lives of our fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters are being put under threat by apathy from law enforcement, by people who sympathize. You cannot represent revolution while working for an oppressive institution. Know your history. Ask yourself, how do you operate? And if it's beneficial to others in the community. And if the answers do not please you, move differently. Know that toxic people are capable of doing nice and generous things. Please do not be silent. Amplify the voices of those who are likely to have injustices committed against them. Please. Their voices are under threat. We are all responsible for each other's well-being as a family. Until actions betray that trust, violence and threats against our sacred family has happened in this movement. And the question many ask is by who? But the real question is who hasn't? If you are dodging being held accountable of silencing someone speaking their truth, you are part of this oppressive system that kills our family and must be held accountable. This system must be dismantled and abolished. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because every moment we spend arguing about that, another black life is taken, extinguished. And we do not know about all the names of our brothers, sisters, and non-binary family that was taken from us. We know about George. We know about Khalif Browder. We know about Dominique and Lee Phelps. We know about all of our brothers and our sisters, but what about the ones that we don't know of? Our lives matter should mean our lives are uplifted, honored, and not threatened and abused. Because life is sacred. I'm here to say to people, if you believe Black Lives Matter, you does not support the hypocrisy and the hatred and the silence that is held by people. My brother, please, if you are here, okay, I don't think he's comfortable coming up with whatever he has to say. But I just want you all to know, there are some people guilty of perpetuating abuses just as guilty as the NYPD is. And if we are fighting for Floyd and all Black lives, we have to look them in the eye. We have to look those that are willing to be just as guilty as this abusive system and let them know they are not welcome. Because they do not truly care about the lives that were taken. Fighting for George Floyd means fighting for accountability, to uplift his voice and his story, and those who aren't able to be as known simply because of the virtue of however they were taken. We have to fight for all Black lives, or we fight for none of them, period.
Thank you, sister. God bless you. Say it with me. Accountability. 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 That's what we're looking for. We're looking for justice. We're looking for accountability, and we're looking for this type of oppression to stop occurring, especially now. It's too blatant and it's happening too much. Thank you again, sister. Up next, we have the senior chaplain, the one and only Peter Zaquan Jones. You may have seen him all over town. Matter of fact, he gets to a lot of the places that we're going quicker than I do, praise God. And I love him for it because he represents a community that's often not respected or represented. So give it up for the senior chaplain, Mr. Peter Zaquan Jones, my best friend, the ambassador, the leader.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. All right, I'm gonna make this quick. We gotta go. But we're here today. We're standing in solidarity with the George Floyd family. We've all watched and seen what happened, and it's unacceptable. We have got to come together as a community, as a people. We got to stand together, because if we don't stand up for us, who will? These are our streets, and we got to take back our streets. We can't wait for the police to police us. We have to police ourselves.
That's right.
Charity starts at home. So I urge everybody, everything has been said tonight from all of these people that have spoken before me, but I urge everybody to let's stand together, because we are one Brooklyn. We are one people. It's not about color, creed, or race. We are united as one.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Give it up for senior chaplain, Peter Zaquan Jones. Amen and amen. Up next, we have Mr. Ace Burns, and he will be our last speaker before we get on these streets. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ace Burns has a word for you. Thank you guys for coming out, and don't forget we have a march. So let's get to it. It's your girl Anaya A. We love you.
Yo, make some noise for the queen. I said make some noise. I'm not gonna be the one to talk long before we start marching. I know it's been a while since we had a good march. Make some noise if it's been a while since we had a good march. That's not by accident. I'm not gonna speak long, but I'm gonna speak truth. First of all, and most importantly, everybody who is here is talking, is living this movement. This is your last opportunity to really get on the boat.
That's right.
What am I saying? It is not an accident that this is the only amount of people that came out tonight. There has been poison in the well
And for everybody here who has the courage to still come out, I salute you.
That's right.
I salute all of y'all. Salute all of y'all. 30 years from now, 20 years from now, when we scrolling the view, who knows what kind of technology there's gonna be when we scrolling and looking at we might have real-time interactive technologies, like pull up right next to Ace, what's going on? I'm gonna be like, to my future generation, I'm like, yo, COINTELPRO, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, those are not fictional names. And they are not dormant in this revolution.
That's right.
I literally got arrested in front of the Barclays here in Brooklyn and then called a cop the next week. I was a civil rights attorney fighting on the move in the front lines, and they called me a plant, an op. This is not about any one person. This is not about any one person. This is about the man who died in our presence. We weren't there physically, but virtually he died in our presence. We saw that man. We saw his last breath. I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care how you feel about Big Mike, about the Warriors, about AP, about anybody. If you want things to change in our fucking world, put your hands up. Put your fucking hands up. No justice. No justice. No justice. Defund the police. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. But pull the fuck up. Everybody talking shit about me. Everybody talking shit about some of y'all. They ain't here. And if they here, let's move. Let's roll.
Let's roll. He's literally rolling. Get like him. All right, we said we had him as the last speaker, but apparently there's a change real quick. John Q and Syke, who are they and what are they going to talk about? Guys, give us 2 more minutes, and then it's a wrap. We got to go. Where you at, Syke? Should we? Okay.
How y'all doing, people? We came out here for a reason. It started with George Floyd. So thank you, Terry. You helped put this together and keep us going. Now, there's a big issue going on where we have disunity in this movement. We can't have solidarity without sacrifice. And we need accountability. And that means within each other and ourselves as well. That takes self-awareness. That takes talking to your brother. Go to them directly. It takes not talking behind somebody's back. Talk to your people. And as a black man, if I got a problem with you, got a problem with me, come to me. Because this is a movement that we need to be together with. And that means with the white allies out here as well. Because y'all been out here. And as the man said earlier, this is not about white silence. It hasn't been from the start. White people been out there from Minneapolis from the jump. It's about blue silence. Because during the curfew, when I got beat bloody by officers, they were all white. When I walked through Central Bookings, black officers couldn't look me in the face. So you know what it's about? It's about blue silence. And that's the problem right now. Is that no matter what's said out here, no matter what you say to these cops, they're going to wake up in the morning, put on their badge, and go right back to work. Why? Because they're earning a salary. They're taking orders. They're not listening to the people. So what do we do? What do we do? How do we move forward? The first step is we got to get together. And how do we get that? It's by some unity, by talking to your brother and getting together. And that takes that sacrifice. Thank you.
All right, guys. All right. Thank you so much. And that's a wrap. That's
Okay, guys.
All right. God bless you.
Yeah, any of the issues going on, I actually have no idea, even if it had filtered across through conversations. Most of you know I try to stay out of the mix of certain issues.
Give it up for yourselves, everybody.
But feel free to research and discuss those issues among yourselves out there on the chat or anything.
And the first one I like to
You know.
highlight is passion. I guess that's the first thing that brought me out here. When we saw what happened to George Floyd, we were all struck with a wave of passion, a fervor of strength that undeniably brought us into the streets. This place was one of the first places
Okay,
I saw
guys,
protesters.
it was supposed to be
It was also
the
one of
last
the first places I
speaker,
got
but
arrested. It was one of the
it's
first places
important.
I saw
But
firsthand that the police didn't care whether you were civilians or a threat. It didn't matter who you were, as long as they could get you within their reach, you were a threat. As long as you were standing up, speaking up for somebody else, you were a threat. As long as you cared about another person, you were a threat. And here we are, half a year later, still in these fucking streets. And something tells me we're gonna stay in these streets for a lot longer. These officers continuously beat our brothers and our sisters and our non-binary people on a continuous basis, yet they are never held accountable. We continuously harm each other, and yet we aren't held accountable. We have to change ourselves.
okay, guys, I've got to switch
and we have to
things
change this
over,
system.
so
I definitely say we should all get out and vote, because we see what happened last year with Trump. We see what happened all those years ago with Trump. But I also say we should start forging those bonds with ourselves. We should work ever harder to change ourselves to bring about a change in this system. We should work harder to start appreciating ourselves and appreciating each other. At the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for each other. And we demand justice. The time is now. We're taking it to the streets.
All right, man, let's ready. We're ready to go. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Let's start with Phil. Say his name. 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 Say his name.
okay, currently I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 NYPD vans in the back. Not to mention a bunch of plain cars. George would have been 47 years old. And there is going to be events tomorrow happening as well. One, the memorial, the vigil at the memorial art piece that was done in Brooklyn. It's on the stream, so if you go back, you'll find, I believe it was 2:30. But don't quote me on that, but it is on the stream, and I'll check it later. Or check Instagram. Guys, I may go ahead and take the stream down. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be breaking out the camera, getting video and photos, but it's trying to find a balance between the two. So if the stream goes down, it's me intentionally taking it down. And if I do take it down, the only way I'll go back up is if something happens, just so that you guys can, you know, push that out as normal. But it just depends. Because I'm still trying to find that balance of doing news footage and photos and live streaming. So trying to do a mix.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Whose lives matter?
And usually the idea of live streaming is to give you stuff in real time as it's actually happening.
Say his name.
And also because I'm running low on power.
Say his name. 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 Say his name.
Flatbush after leaving Barclays Center. There's about 5 NYPD police vans in the back, as well as probably about 6 unmarked or cars that normally has a number of the white shirts, NYPD legal, other individuals like that, including Taru sometimes.
United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Black love, 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 black love. Say his name. 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 Say his name.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take this stream down. I'm gonna switch over to the camera just to get some good shots and stuff. But this is going on. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be putting some video up later. But as far as the stream goes, if you guys can share that out, if you can donate, definitely donate. The links are in there. But I'm going to go ahead and take this down so I can get some photos. Solidarity.